Darling, what's the matter? Tell me.
I don't know. Nothing I can put my finger on. Not something I can see or touch or feel. But something I can't quite see or touch or feel or put my finger on.
Oh well. Should we find that meteor?
I have an overwhelming desire to participate in the purchasing of many cloth funnels. Some I can't even spare the expense for. Is that so very wrong?
Oh, shopping! Yes, no, not at all. Shopping isn't wrong at all.
I'll get it.
Especially for a woman.
This is a day for Sometimes I wish
I wouldn't know, Paul.
Good evening. My name is Rudolph Yaber, and this is my wife, Pammy Yaber. Our car broke down, and I'm afraid we're dreadfully lost, I'm afraid. Isn't that right, my dear?
Always agree.
Please come in. We've plenty of room here. You're welcome to stay the night. I'm Dr. Paul Armstrong, and this is Bam and Taylor.
Hello. I couldn't help overhearing. I'm Betty Armstrong, and this is Togasso Taylor.
Hello.
Won't you join us for dinner?
My charming wife and I would be delighted.
Brower.
Oh.
After the eating is done, I must look for the atmospherium.
How do we know their eating customs?
Do exactly as they do, Lattice, and we cannot fail to convince them.
Tip, 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 tip.
Tip, 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 tip.
This meal looks quite delightful, Betty.
Oh, it's just something I threw together, that's all.
Well, shall we dig in?
Everyone's so hungry.
Say, I didn't know anyone was staying at the old Taylor place.
Yes, we are. Oh, and here's the Taylors right here.
The Taylors? I recall they were older folks.
We are a younger version.
Oh, say, I didn't know the Taylors had any kids. That's swell. Listen, I don't want to frighten you folks, but a farmer nearby was horribly mutilated. And I thought I should tell other folks like yourselves, so that maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't be horribly mutilated too.
Well, I've certainly never been horribly mutilated, but I don't want to start now, thank you.
Well, this certainly throws a damper on the evening.
Well, again, I didn't mean to throw a damper. Believe me, that's the last thing I'd like to throw. I don't want to throw anything at all, really. But when folks are horribly mutilated, I feel it's my job to tell others. We take our horrible mutilations seriously up in these parts.
I'm sure you do. Honey, the ranger's just doing his job.
Of course he is. I'm sorry, Ranger Brad. I guess all this talk of horrible mutilation has me on edge.
That's all right, Dr. Armstrong. This horrible mutilation has a whole lot of people on a whole lot of edges. Well, if there's no more talk for us now, I guess I'll be on my way.
I'll see you to the door. Tell me, Ranger, any idea what might have caused this horrible mutilation, as you call it?
Oh, probably nothing to worry about. Could be a bear, I suppose.
Can a bear do that? I mean, horribly mutilate?
Dr. Armstrong, in my time, I guess I've seen bears do some things that even a bear wouldn't do. Well, good night. Nice meeting you, Mrs. Yaber.
Mutilate. Mutant. I wonder. Oh well.
You must find the atmospherium.
Stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? She can't help you.
You must find the atmospherium.
Amish terrarium. Must find Amish terrarium.
I don't understand. Why does she need an Amish terrarium?
Don't the Amish live in open air? Like us?
Of course, Betty, it's absurd. Putting the Amish in glass cases would be inhumane. Surely Pammy doesn't realize what she's saying.
I must go to bed and make some coffee now.
Darling, what are you saying? I don't think I understand. How can you make coffee if you're in bed?
Bring the meteor to the skeleton. Bring the meteor to the skeleton.
Bring the atmospherium to crowbar and lattice. Bring the atmospherium to crowbar and lattice.
Bring the meteor to the skeleton. Bring the meteor to the skeleton.
Bring the atmospherium to crowbar and lattice. Bring the atmospherium to crowbar and lattice.
Bring the meteor to the skeleton.
Bring the atmospherium to crowbar and lattice.
I must make a skeleton meteor using a crowbar covered in lettuce.
Darling, please, you're not making any sense. Oh, hello, Pammy. I didn't see you come in. How come you're not out hiking with the others?
I don't have answers, Paul. Paul.
Well, you've probably seen plenty of woods. You seem like the outdoor type.
Always agree.
You can watch me experiment if you want, if you promise to be quiet.
Be quiet.
She can be well, I don't mean stop breathing, but don't exactly do a big dance number either. Now, that's almost exactly the kind of thing I was saying you shouldn't do.
Rock dance. Do the rock dance.
Shiny Rock's breakfast. Paul? That's fun.